Hey now, this is Dr. Reddy Weller, and it's a great day to be alive. I'm sitting here with one of my best friends, Leisa Jenkins. Hey, Leisa.
Hey there.
Oh, man. It's
Yeah,
just a
that's
good day.
bubbly. You
It
like
is bubbly.
that?
Well, the music gets me all fired up when I hear Stallone. Hey, Mick. Hey, Mick. It just gets me fired. How are you today?
I'm doing awesome. It was a crazy morning at my house.
Okay.
It was rush, rush, rush. My 2-year-old climbing on the table like normal. Not really. He doesn't climb on the table. I don't
That's why
allow
you do
that.
7
Yeah,
minutes to clean every day.
I do. My kids love that.
Oh, sure they do.
They know. I have them trained very well. Come on. Are your kids trained? Family?
No, they model. I model after me. I clean. I'm a nut about cleaning. So they're like, well, I'm going to go clean with Papa. So everybody's got their own cleaning utensils.
Oh, wait. I have seen your child, Liam, use the vacuum cleaner.
He has 3.
3 vacuum cleaners?
3 vacuum cleaners.
Really?
Yeah, he just got a Swifter this morning.
Does he try to run over his sister? You bought your son a Swifter?
Oh, yeah. And
Oh,
I
boy.
shrink it down to his size so he can cruise around so he doesn't hit any furniture.
Okay, so maybe you need to come over to my house
Sure.
and teach my kids how to use a Swifter.
So the point is, when people have these conversations, it's like, oh, gosh, and they get burdened down with this thing called life. When did, you finally say, I'm done. I'm done. I'm frustrated. Somebody else take care of the kids or take care of my work or who's going to cook me dinner? My laundry's up to my ears and I don't know what to do right now. And
Because it happens in every household.
life catches up
It
to you.
does. Yeah.
And so, know what? You created your bills.
Mm-hmm.
You created your family. You created the things in your life. So if you create them, why can't you get rid of them?
True.
Really?
Yeah.
Why can't you get rid of them? Well, I can't. That's just too much. Well, that's the point of getting weller. Getting weller is this lifestyle. It's this thing of letting go. And what I mean by letting go is letting go of the things that you feel that are controlling you. And when do you finally take control of your own clock, of your own decisions, your own family, your own life? And I think people just get frustrated and they don't know what to do.
They do. But you saying that means we can actually take control of our laundry?
Oh, completely. I do.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
My laundry's under control.
Okay.
Because I have 4 kids.
Sure.
So,
Well, what we do is we have 2 laundry baskets, right? We have a lights and a darks. And one of the favorite things is my kids love to do is I push the laundry basket to the top of the stairs, and they tip it over the stairs, and here we go. And they push the laundry basket straight down the stairs, and boom, and the clothes fly all over the place, and it just becomes fun.
wait a minute. That's how you get your kids to help. It's just full of fun in your house. I can only
It is.
picture it now. It's just nothing but laughs and giggles and.
Well, not all the time, because, you don't marry the same person. So my wife's like, oh, again? It's just always
Does she
fun and
ever
bubbly.
say, just shut up? I can't take you no more today.
Not in that. The look will speak louder than words, I think.
So all your wife has to do is give you a look, and that's cue for I need to
Oh, it's not
stop.
necessarily cute because we kind of know each other. I remember growing up as a kid, and I was an umpire,
Mm-hmm.
and umpiring baseball. And what the umpire does is says, Coach, come here, and you kind of sit down and go over the ground rules.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you do that, when your relationship, you kind of know each other, who each other wants or what you desire in your life. Like, this is unacceptable. This is what I want in my life. Is that okay with you? Yes. Okay, what do you want in your life? I think we don't have those conversations. It almost looks like the Weather Channel, constant updates, traffic and weather on the 8s.
Right.
What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think if people can really let go of the expectations of somebody and really just appreciate for who they are, oh my gosh, your relationships flourish.
Right. So that's what, for everybody that's out there listening today, this is what you're going to get on the Getting Weller show. We're going to be real. We're going to talk about our families. We're just going to have conversations, hard conversations that most don't have. You're going to hear things from us that you don't hear on an everyday basis. Like I said, we'll always be real with you. We're going to talk about some of the things that we're talking about right now a little later in the show. So make sure that you stay tuned and get ready to just take some notes and
Move forward.
Yeah,
It's
that's
time to
exactly
move
what I was
forward.
thinking.
You know what I'm doing tomorrow?
I don't know. What are you doing tomorrow?
I'll tell
Wait,
you-
I do know. But go ahead. I want to hear it from you.
I'll tell you when I get there.
Wow.
And that's the biggest thing. I think when most people set all these expectations for their life, I got to plan this, I got to do this, I got to do that. And when it doesn't happen, we feel like we're failure.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We feel like, oh my gosh, why didn't that just work out? Versus just doing what you want to do. I know we have family and I know we have to do these things, but the whole concept of getting weller is what are you doing for your health on an emotional level or a spiritual level or physical level? What kind of thoughts do you have? Do you wake up with a yes? Or do you wake up like, oh gosh, I can't, give me my coffee. I need to wake up and I'm going to go sit in traffic and sit in my cubicle and, or am I staying home? Am I a stay-at-home mom, which is the most important job in the world, right? And so, it so is. And so with that, when do you just go, like, And unfortunately, when people go, then the divorce word pops up. Then depression word pops up, then the anxiety, and I need a drug to numb me. If the problem comes from the inside, the answer's in the inside. And I think we forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
I truly think we do. And if we can find out really what's causing our problem and let go of maybe the pain of yesterday, because most of us take yesterday's pain into tomorrow's pleasure. And as we do that, sooner or later we say, darn it, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. So I incorporate a lot of God with it. I happen to also be a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, when you incorporate God in it, God, I can't. I'm done. But I think the biggest problem in today's world is that we tell God everything.
Mm-hmm.
God, if God knows everything, and I truly believe God does, then why would we tell God what God already knows?
Wow. Never thought of it like that. Yeah.
Why would we tell God what God, hello, Eddie, I know the finances are rough, or I know right now your kids are driving you crazy. I know that. Why are you telling me that already? So I think the best way to go about it is why not tell your problem how big God is? Put your checkbook down, throw it on the floor, and say, I'm done. God, you've given me the gifts. I'm ready to fill this checkbook with the gifts you've given me. What do you want me to do right now? I'm waiting. Give me an answer. I need something right now.
Enough's enough.
And that's, I think, the whole concept of free will. You and I were talking about this
We did.
week.
We had a great conversation about this.
Awesome. If
I kind of looked at you with my face going, yeah, I don't know.
Right. Well, the whole thing is, does God know everything? And people would say, sure. And I would say, I don't know about that. Just because of the fact that what's the point of free will?
Mm-hmm.
And if God knows everything, so why wouldn't God create this beautiful, abundant world and stop all this sin and all this negativity in the world and just have Pleasantville, or maybe Wellerville, right? And have this whole thing where
Wellerville. Love that. Yeah.
Where everybody's just living in abundance and loving on each other and high-fiving everywhere you go and just hugging and kissing and just, the world is bliss. So,
could you imagine if the world was perfect like that?
We wouldn't know what perfect meant. We wouldn't know what perfect, that wouldn't be perfect. It would just be life. We wouldn't know any different.
What does perfect mean? And what's your definition of perfect?
The definition of perfect. Golly, I don't know if there is. I even use that word.
Mm-hmm.
Even as an entrepreneur, and so as an entrepreneur, I don't know. Maybe we can talk about that. I need to think about that for a second before I give an opinion. Because holy cow, let's do that. Let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a little break. How's that sound?
We are. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to get really into communication, maybe with relationships. We're going to talk a little bit about appreciating each other and what that really means, having an attitude of gratitude.
Sure.
So we're going to take a break now, and then we'll be right back.
Awesome.
Does all things basementy refer to basement finishing and remodeling?
Yes.
How about basement egress windows?
Sure.
Does all things basementy refer to basement foundation repairs like basement wall cracks and cracks on your first floor?
Yes.
How about basement waterproofing?
Sure, because we're Woods Basement Systems and we do all things basementy. Call Woods Basement Systems at 800-944-8017 for a free estimate or go online to mywoodsbasement.com. That's mywoodsbasement.com. Drafty cold rooms in the winter mean those same rooms are warm in the summer. Call Dr. Energy Saver STL for a free estimate and find out exactly what to do about it and how to save money on your power bill too. If you're an Ameren, Illinois customer, there are incentives, money available to fix your home right.
That's exactly what they did for us, and now our home is comfortable, and I love the savings too.
So call Dr. Energy Saver STL at 800-984-4254 or go online at GrandSlamEnergySaver.com.
Live comfortably and efficiently. Go to GrandSlamEnergySaver.com.
Got a traffic ticket? Don't end up in court. Don't end up with points on your license. And don't end up paying higher insurance premiums. Call the lawyers at the Ticket Clinic at the MLM Law Group, the official law firm of 1380. They fight any moving violation, from speeding to a suspended license, even DUIs. In most cases, you don't even have to go to court. They have over a decade of experience and have resolved thousands of cases from only $50 plus costs, if any. An experienced lawyer will go to court for you. And on most civil infractions, they will make sure you end up with no points, no school, and no court. Call the lawyers at the Ticket Clinic at the MLM Law Group at 314-888-5477 or visit them on the web at www.themlmlawgroup.com. Don't pay higher insurance premiums and don't risk your license. Call the Ticket Clinic at the MLM Law Group at 314-888-5477. That's 314-888-5477. Call today.
What to do for lunch? Lunch doesn't have to be a quick burger. Oh, you can make it much, much more and so inexpensive, yet the best lunch you'll ever have, and you can have it every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at PT's and Sojay. Served in less than 15 minutes to give you plenty of time for extra lunch bonus you don't usually get. And what's the price for a gigantic lunch, free admission, a private dance, and a prepaid drink? Try $5.99. Yep, $5.99. Guys, the views are worth $5.99 alone, so come in today and tell them $5.90 or $13.80 sent you and get a free pass for another night. The $5.99 lunch is waiting for you along with beautiful women to admire and spend time with. There are 3 delicious options plus other daily specials you can upgrade to. PT's is 5 minutes from the arch and you can have a huge smile on your face and back at work in time to face the rest of your day. PT's and Sojay is cooking lunch and cooking a lot more for $5.99.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom.
Hey now, this is Dr. Eddie Weller, and we are back from break, and we were just having this little conversation about perfection. And it's tough. I think, going back to answering your question about perfection is the enemy of progress.
How so?
Think about that. When everything is perfect, you never get anything totally completed or follow through with anything because it's never good enough.
You mean we set ourselves up for expectations?
Boy, am I
Can't even say the word expectations.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? Perfection into expectation. We always expect, like, oh, my hair's not done the right way. My house isn't cleaned up the right way.
Wait, are you talking about me? Yeah, my hair?
Sure.
Looking at all the flaws every time I see myself?
Every time.
Every woman that is listening to the show totally gets that. It is. It's hard to do.
And they're hard on themselves. Most males are like, oh, yeah, you look fine, honey, let's go. And then, everybody, that's not what you want to hear at all. And so sooner or later, if we can get rid of the expectation, which is perfection. So if we can stop being perfect, or at least attempting to be perfect, and I'm not saying you should just do something that is mediocre or just good enough. Good enough is not enough. I get that. So when you feel fulfilled, like, I did my best, I did what I could, you know what? It's perfect right now in my eyes. And if we just really focus on, I'm going to say it again, people, it might get you uncomfortable. If we focus on putting a smile on God's face versus putting a smile on other people's face, what they think about us, oh my gosh, the expectation's gone.
Well, and the word disappointment just pops up in my head. I think in the office, you and I see this probably 90% of the time. The people that I sit down in front of, they're like, I can't tell so-and-so no because I'm so afraid I'm going to disappoint them. It's just over and over and over. There is an expectation. I've got to be perfect in their eyes. What if you wrap yourself around exactly what you just said? You're perfect just the way that you are, even your flaws. Yeah. That doesn't mean that everything that we do is perfect. And I know people that are listening are they're rolling their eyes going, what are you guys talking about?
Okay, people. Yeah. How smoky isn't this place over here? Sure.
Owen? Hey, I didn't even introduce you yet. Hey there.
That's all right. People
This
just
is
assume
Owen.
I'm here.
Yeah, you want to say hi?
Hello, 590 audience.
Yeah.
It's glad to be back on, what is now called Getting Weller.
That's right.
But I think you guys have a very unique show that will attract a unique audience here.
Thank you.
Nobody talks about real stuff on air anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys don't have a script. You just have thoughts. You just have experience, and you just have passion, and that's, I think, the best radio.
We really don't. We came in this morning, and we're in the car, and we're both going, what are we talking about today? Or actually, you asked me, what are we talking about today? And I said, I don't know. Tell you when we get there.
So when we get there. See? No expectation.
Anything.
That's straight up. That's exactly how that happened. And believe it or not, I was using her phone as a hotspot to edit video for the Getting Weller event that we have coming up in October. And I'm editing the video, getting it ready. Well, we'll be telling you guys about that a little later.
Yeah, 15 minutes before we're walking in the door, we're sitting in the car working.
Yeah. A good friend of mine, Adam from Business Web Videos, is just a rock star.
He is.
And put some stuff together and just, oh my gosh, it's been awesome. So again, the expectation. Should you be prepared in life? Should you get ready for the things and kind of get in the zone and getting ready for one of the things you have to do? Absolutely. I mean, this isn't really on the fly. Lisa and I have been talking about this for a few months now. And so just all the different conversations that we have, we've got content coming out of our ears. And so with that, having a show like this, I think it's important that people can hear, like, hey, I'm not the only one thinking this way. I'm not the only one feeling this way. We were talking about our spouses this morning on the way here.
We were,
right?
Absolutely.
And so
if they're listening, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, right. That's all we need.
Yeah.
And so, we have an expectation a little bit with our spouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I think and more or less at our friends, because our friends are like, oh, you guys rock, you go get it, whatever you do. Friends pump each other up.
Yeah.
But our spouses, for lack of better words, live with the seminar.
Yes.
They live with the seminar.
Constantly.
And as
you and I are constantly on fire, constantly talking, constantly moving.
I want some of your energy. Oh, my God, if I hear that. You know what it is? It's just being impassioned, totally just loving what you do. And then everybody does that. Look at somebody who loves playing golf or loves reading or loves playing chess or loves whatever activity that is, loves going to work. They're workaholics. I love it. It's not work. I work at it. They love it, and people, they're surrounded by that. I mean, look at a mega church. Look at pastors, right? You have a big church when the pastor's on fire. All pastors are pretty much telling a similar story. It's just how they tell it.
Right.
And you're drawn to that. And I think it's the same kind of thing as a doctor. When people come in, I'm an upper cervical chiropractor, and we'll get into that later and some other time, I guess. With that is, I eat, sleep, and drink it because it's transformed my life. And people are drawn to that because, golly, that makes so much sense. I want that too. You know, do you take medicine? No, I believe that the power that made me is the power that's going to heal me. You know, so that's just a passion that I have. But again, going back to our spouses, you know, all right, honey. You know,
I was going to
she's
say,
with the
we need to
kids.
expand on that topic a little bit.
Yeah, we will. Oh, we have plenty of time.
Yeah.
So, you know, when we're leaving, hugging a kiss. All right, I'll talk to you later. I'll see you this afternoon. Okay, bye. Okay, wow. No high fives, no rock the show. You can do it. No, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because they live with the seminar. But I think if we get depressed or frustrated at, why, you know, in the car, my other friend's, you know, wife would have said this, or so-and-so would have said this. Why didn't I get that a boy?
It's so easy to compare.
Oh.
Because you and I did that, ultimately, I said, you know, that's interesting that you say that because I'm in the shower and my husband comes in and says he's getting ready to run an emergency call. And I'm thinking the whole time I'm in the shower, okay, is he going to say something about the radio show today or that he's going to be listening? And he goes, okay, I'm leaving. And he walks out the door and he comes back in and he goes, have a good day. And I was like, that's it? But that's him.
It is.
That's the whole point. I don't have any expectations of what he needs to be doing. And nor does he have expectations. I mean, I think that we do a little bit.
Sure.
But we try
just because
really hard.
How long have you been together?
Right, 16 years.
Hello.
Yeah.
There's going to be, that's just her. That's just him. This is, when this act goes on or this concept or talk goes on or debate goes on, whatever the subject matter is, you pretty much know your spouse and how they're going to react.
Yes, but
You've
it
had
didn't
before.
drive our day. We didn't have a bad attitude about it. We didn't, you know, let it change the atmosphere of what was going to happen today. We accepted that that's who they are, and that's just
Totally.
how it rolls.
Totally. Well, I also believe that, you know, I tell people all the time, my wife and I met on Match.com, and when we sit and talk, you know, on Match, you write your profile. And you write your profile, and you go through all the different things that you expect out of that person or things that you want in a relationship. And then, of course, I wrote all of my things down in my profile. And when you do that, each person reads their profile. It's kind of like the umpire thing again. The umpire says, Coach, this is how I'm running the rules. And the two coaches agree, and you're done. Just like Jennifer and I, you know, we agree, and we're done. This works.
Right.
You know, it's been 8 years. We haven't fought. And then people go, boy, that's so not healthy to
John
fight.
and I are the same way.
If you and I are buddies, right, we're hanging out, I don't work on my relationship with you. I'm just being me, and you accept me for being me. Right? I don't have to say, all my guy friends, hey, let's sit down and talk. You kind of hurt my feelings last week when you told me my pants didn't look nice. But, right, we don't do that. No. So what happens in the relationship, I think debating is healthy. Because you have an opinion about a certain subject, and you conversate, not fight.
Well,
I
it
think
teaches
fighting-
the kids how to communicate, too,
It does.
when you debate like that.
Oh, it so does. When you have an aggressive household, you know, your kids end up being that. Like, oh, your kids are so this or they're so that. Well, that's because they live in an atmosphere where we're not yellers. We don't sit and scream.
But 90% of the people that are listening to this show are going, they're crazy. How could they say on air that they don't fight with their spouses?
Yeah, you need to put cameras in your house, and I need to
Yes.
see this on reality TV.
Yes, we need a reality show,
Well,
right?
TV, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about how that's even possible. I mean, it comes down to communication and just appreciating each other for who they are and what they do. So let's expand on that a little bit, because I can only imagine the looks right now that people are giving us going, okay, they're insane. They don't fight because we fight every day.
Sure. I think it's work. Most people...
Marriage is work.
In a sense. Do you work at it?
It doesn't have to be.
No. Again, the Weather Channel.
Yeah.
It's the constant updates. You know, if you said something, or I really wish you could be this, or wish he could do this for me, why not, when everything's said and done, you sit on a couch and say, can I share a few things? It's just on my heart right now, and I love you, and I appreciate you. You know, could we do this or do that, or maybe have a little spark?
Wait, you don't wait till it just blows up and then try to have a conversation with her?
No, because that's medical thinking.
Oh,
that's a
okay.
reactionary thinking versus a chiropractor.
I do the same thing.
I'm
I'm just
proactive
curious.
person.
You know,
Yeah.
we don't
I try
talk
to
about those
prevent.
things. So, yeah.
No.
I love that. And preventing is a big deal. Most people will wait within a marriage. They'll wait until it's a major blow up. And great things happen out of stress sometimes. But they'll wait until there's a huge major blow up, and then they'll try to approach the situation.
And then we use the grudge as arsenal. Mm-hmm. Remember last month you said this, or 6 months ago when we went to that wedding, you did that. Remember, I mean, we just stack up all these grudges, these resentments.
We stack
and
it up
use
inside of us.
Those are bullets, right?
Mm-hmm.
We shoot them with
and
all
it
those
eats
things.
at us. It just eats at us.
Yeah. I bet people listening right now are wondering, I wonder if this is even recorded because of this conversation as we're sitting here. It's just, this is stuff that we deal with all day long in the office.
It is.
When people come in and says, "Oh, I've been, I've been either hurt by yesterday by a family member, I was molested, or my dad has such a high expectation of me as a doctor or a student, or my mom just totally yells at me, or gosh, my uncle had all this money and everybody follows him and I can never be good enough like that."
Or I'm serving and volunteering and I just can't catch up. I don't have time for this and I don't have time for that. And that's pulling weeds when we let things overtake our world.
Totally. Well, it's interesting you just brought up the weed concept. We talk about that all the time.
We do, every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
The garden of life. When we have this garden in our life, how big your garden is, think about this. When you plant a garden, either it's just regular flowers or you plant vegetables or fruit or whatever that is. Sooner or later, your garden, you start to look around in your soil and you see these things called weeds.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't plant the weeds. So how did they get there? And we tend to forget about all the different things in our life as we focus on our flowers. There are some weeds around. So you can choose to complain about the weeds or medicate the weeds or just simply pull them out of your garden so you do not belong here, which is we call pruning, right? How do you prune your branches and your life and who you are? And so when you prune, nothing's wrong with unfriending a few people on Facebook. Nothing's wrong with calling a few people out and just say, you know what? I appreciate you for what had happened, but right now you're not the right person in my life. I don't want to yell. I don't want to fight. I had to do that, unfortunately, last week with somebody. And so sooner or later you just go, I've had enough. I'm either that or if I focus on the weeds, I'll never get flowers.
But it's a disappointment as to why people don't do that. They don't pull the weeds out because they're afraid to disappoint someone, or I'm going to let somebody down, or I just can't do it right now. So instead of pulling those weeds and saying, you know what, that book club's too much, or this volunteering is too much, because everything that you say yes to on the outside in your white margins, you're saying no to all of your priorities in the center of that paper. It's just like the weeds. Everything that you say yes to as far as weeds growing in your garden, you're saying no to your flowers. They can't blossom if the weeds are stealing their nutrients.
Do you feel like you're a yes person?
Wow.
You should see the
Talk about
smile
putting
on
me
her
the
face
space.
right now.
Or putting me on the spot. I think I used to be a yes person until I met you.
Okay.
Because it's just that pleasing thing. I always want to please everybody. I'm just going to be the nice gal. But that's because I'm shoving everything down.
Especially being a child, a Christian, a true Christian, somebody who wants to serve and give and love. There's only so much time in the day.
There is. And I think it just comes down to all of the things that we've experienced in our past. And it's so easy to get focused on all of those things in our past. And you and I, in the office, we help people work through that. But then it's so much more about moving on and saying yes to today and just moving forward with your life.
Because yesterday doesn't matter because you can't change it. Right? But again, we take
Yeah.
yesterday's pain into tomorrow's pleasure. But letting go, one of the things that we talk about when I said, when you say no to somebody, how do we end the sentence?
Is that okay with you?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So when we say no, you see the smile on her face. But
Because
when
I love that. I tell everybody when they come into the office and they're like, I just can't. My mom is wanting me to do this and so is wanting me to do that. And then my kids we have the same thing. I mean, I can tell you in my household this morning here, I'm trying to get ready and I'm trying to do this. And it's like my husband needs something. My kids need something. And I mean, I called an emergency family meeting this morning. I said, everybody sit down right now. And my kids are like, really, right now, Mom? And
rallying the troops.
I'm like, we got to talk about this. You guys got to give me 5 minutes. And John's like, yeah, as soon as we walk in that door, you guys are bombarding us with everything. And it's just, you don't want to disappoint the kids. You don't want to let them down. Abby's like, Mom, my cello needs to go in. It needs to be fixed. And Emma's like, is my library book in? And Dalton's like, can I have friends over for tonight? And I'm like,
Time to delegate.
Seriously.
Time to delegate.
What's going on right emergency family meeting, baby. We're on. So it's hard to think in those terms. I mean, people.
We'll go back to the no.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying no to our kids and we don't want to, or our friends or people, we love. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody says, hey, can you do this? Because they know you're the dependable one.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be the first one they ask because she always says yes, or he's always there for me.
She always shows up.
Right.
She's
and
a
what
doer.
happens is you end up saying yes and then resenting that person for the action when you were the one that opened it up.
Mm-hmm.
All you had to do is say no, but hold on, is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they say, well, yeah, it's okay, it's fine. Whew. Now you're not holding that what if anymore.
Yeah, because what are they going to say? No, it's not okay. Very rarely does anybody say that to me when I use that statement, is that okay? They don't ever say, well, no, it's not okay. They're like, they stop for a minute and they go, okay, yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Next, and you walk away and you feel this sense of relief because what am I going to do with my time now?
I used
free.
it with my husband this morning. I mean, here I am trying to do everything I can to get my workout in and just make everything happen today. And I look at him as he's trying to talk to me about bills and stuff or about the day. And I'm like, I need to get my workout in. Is that okay with you? And he's like, okay, yeah. And then he just sat there and he did his thing. But
Sure.
I was honest with him. I did not want to get pulled away from what it was that I was doing. I wanted to get my workout
Nor
in.
did you change his schedule for yours. You just communicated.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. And we're going to talk about something that we've been kind of planning for a few months, and it's go time. It's time to get Weller.
We'll be right back.
Clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow.
The deals are heating up at Munganess Motorsports just in time for hunting season. Right now, take advantage of special 3.49% fixed APR financing on all new Honda ATVs. Check out our Honda Off-Road Country Showroom as well as our wide selection of accessories and safety gear. Family owned since 1965, Munganess Motorsports, located at 5935 South Lindbergh Boulevard, right behind Munganess St. Louis Honda, about a mile north of I-55. Visit us online at MunganessMotorsports.com. Honda recommends utility ATVs for riders 16 years and older and recommends that all ATV riders take a training course. Special 3.49 fixed APR financing available for well-qualified buyers. Not all buyers may qualify. Bonus bucks good with select new and unregistered models. See dealer for complete program details.
Need team shirts? Need it fast? Need it easy? Need it right? For custom printed t-shirts, hoodies, and gear for teams, churches, and business, visit Dogfish Apparel online. You can even design online. Go to dogfishusa.com. That's dogfishusa.com. Family owned and operated right here in St. Louis for over 20 years. For all your custom apparel needs, remember Dogfish USA. Online at dogfishusa.com.
Hey, fantasy football fans, football season is heating up. And who doesn't love the excitement of picking your team? It's probably the best part of the season. Well, get this. You can do that any week when you play in 1-week fantasy football leagues at FanDuel.com. This is next level fantasy football. Every week is a whole season at FanDuel. You play for real money, and winners get immediate cash payouts. There's no season-long commitment, so you only play when you want. Plus, you can play in fantasy football leagues for as little as $1. Nothing beats the excitement of living out a whole season of fantasy football in just 1 week. Every week is a chance to win big at FanDuel. And right now, FanDuel is giving you up to $200 free. For every dollar you deposit, FanDuel will match it up to $200. But hurry, offer ends this Friday. The only way to get up to $200 free is to go to FanDuel.com, click the microphone in the upper right corner, and enter the promo code FOOTBALL75. That's FANDUEL.com, promo code FOOTBALL75.
The battle will rage on all day this Saturday on The Landing in 7 different locations as bands from all over St. Louis try to be the champion. Big Daddies, Heartbreakers, Show Me's, Hannigan's, Marcel's, Morgan Street, and Joey B's will all host bands throughout the day with great drink specials that will last from 11 a.m. until midnight. Come out to The Landing Saturday, September 13th, 11 a.m. to 12 midnight, and see the best local live music in the STL, brought to you by Jim Beam Kentucky Fire, Pinnacle Vodka, and Sauza Blue Tequila.
The heart is a blue. She
What's it mean to be successful? We were talking about that during the break, and so what do you want to talk about next? Truly, we are on the fly, and I think we did that just to see if we can, quote, pull it off. And what I mean pull it off is today is Spontaneous Saturday, right?
It is.
So on 7 Days of Success is the spontaneous.
We were pretty spontaneous today. Not to interrupt you.
Yes.
I
was at a park this morning. We hired a photographer. We did family pictures. Got up this morning. I was playing music with my kids, moving and shaking it. We got everybody dressed. Let's go. Showered the kids.
So picture that.
Go, go, go. Right?
We do a lot of things spontaneously, you and I.
We do.
We don't. We don't talk very much about the things that we have going on. It's just like it is, and this is when, and we're doing it.
And this is,
that's awesome.
This is right now.
Yeah.
Neither one of us have a watch on. There's a reason for that. Know what time it is? It's time right now. So again, let's talk about the Spontaneous Saturday and how you do that. Oh, I can't be that spontaneous. I need to plan. No, that's actually for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Slow Down Sunday. We just kind of sit back and chill and just kind of have a day for you and the family and
God.
And that's the whole point of slowing down. When do you kind of go back to your center? When do you kind of go back to who you are and just?
When's the last time you spent 30 seconds just being quiet?
Yeah, talking to God. So I want to go through the little bit of 7 Days of Success. It's Motivational Monday, Gratitude Tuesday.
All my favorites.
Gratitude Tuesday.
Which one's your favorite?
Gratitude Tuesday.
Gratitude Tuesday is your favorite. So let's talk about Motivational Monday first. Okay. Did you want to go through the 7 before we start?
No, I don't mind you cutting me off. Go ahead.
Yeah, that happens a lot. We finish each other's sentences. I love it. Okay.
So let's do that real quick. Motivational Monday, and Gratitude Tuesday, What If Wednesday, Transformational Thursday, Freedom Friday or Forgiveness Friday. Those two, because when you do forgive, you get free.
Yes.
Spontaneous Saturday, of course, and then Slow Down Sunday.
Yes.
So I created that because I like having a mission or a theme of the day. It's like, what are you doing today? Oh, gosh, I don't know. I got to go to work. Well, if you have your job, you chose to be there. So when you go, it's Monday morning. What are you motivated to do? Are you motivated to do your job well? Are you motivated to close that deal? Are you motivated to make that phone call to that one business that you're dying to get in to get a job to? What are you motivated to do? And it's almost like Missionary Monday, right? You're on a mission to be motivated. Let's do this.
And if that starts with a hug. I mean, that's the thing. What motivates you in the morning? Is it music that motivates you? Is it reading something? Is it spending time with God? What is it? Do most people that are listening even know what motivates them? I mean, I challenge everybody to just for 15 seconds, think about, picture in your head, close your eyes if you need to, something that motivates you.
You know how you do that is going back to a pastor we were listening to that said, what's pulling your heartstrings? What just tugs on your heart?
We use that. Ever since we heard that, we use that almost every day.
And it's true. It's your instinct. It's your I am who you are. But what's pulling your heart? Like, if I don't do this, I don't feel fulfilled. And that's a big deal.
I mean, painting your toenails, if you're a woman, motivates you. Because otherwise you're going to look at your nasty toes all day long, and then you're going to feel sad, depressed, and all of those things. Just paint your toenails.
Something simple.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
For me, it's taking 30 seconds to put lotion on my legs.
Yeah.
Because I forget to do that. But when I do, man, I feel like I'm on fire. It motivates me to walk out the door.
Well, my bathroom has got quotes on the walls.
Yeah.
Right? And so I've got little quotes.
I picture this now. You're brushing your teeth, and you're like,
what's up? What's up? Right? I get in the zone. I got
totally
music going.
See it.
I do. It's just how I get the day going. And it's really planting a seed. What kind of I don't want to do this or I want to do this. It's planting a seed. Well, you're lucky. You can do that. You got a lot of money. You're a doctor. Wrong answer. Not at all.
Totally wrong answer.
Yeah, wrong answer.
It's your attitude.
It is. And when people have these titles, there's expectations. Use a car. What car you drive? Oh, BMW. Oh, excuse me. Oh, no, it's 15 years old, thanks. I don't drive a Beamer, by the way. I drive
right. I know what you drive.
Right. But with that, there's an expectation with a title. You drive a Mercedes. Yeah, it's my grandmother's. It's 1983. Oh, but there's an expectation. So who are you? What's your title? Unfortunately, when people meet one another, what do? They say, what do you do for a living? Because that's what we're categorized as. Versus, and from now on, everybody who's listening right now, instead of telling people what you do, let me tell you why I do what I do.
Yeah.
When you get into the why, then people have more respect for you, but they kind of are drawn to your business. Boy, they love that. I'm going to send you referrals. I know so-and-so. It just grows your business.
Because it's what your heartstrings is.
It is. And that's the 7 days of success.
So I don't mean to cut you off there, but I really want to get to Gratitude Tuesday.
Okay. Gratitude Tuesday is our favorite. I have my briefcase here, and it's full of about 12 to 15 gratitude or thank you cards. Every time that I have a confrontation with somebody in a good way, or a meeting, or It doesn't matter. Somebody who just comes to my heart.
Sticks out to you.
Somebody just, oh my gosh, what's so-and-so doing? I so appreciate them for being that stepping stone in my life, or that meeting that I had last week with so-and-so, or there's a patient of mine that came on in that really responded well to care, and I'm just thankful for them for allowing me in their life. So every Tuesday, I write a thank you card.
You absolutely do, and you're really well at that. And I want to get vulnerable here for just a second. I want to just open up our hearts, and I want to talk about one that you sent that I know very well, and that was one that you sent to my husband. And it was amazing. I mean, people just don't do that. And what was in the card was, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to read it, but it made my husband feel so just, it was, I can't even explain how it made him feel. But it was, man, your wife talks so good about you. When is the last time another man said your wife talks about you just like you wouldn't believe?
Guys don't do that.
She brags about you. Any woman that's listening, when's the last time you bragged about your husband?
Totally. Or took that little post-it note and put it on the mirror in the morning and says, you rock.
Yeah, I mean, your card to my husband was, man, you're I don't even know, you can tell him, but you're incredible. I mean, Lisa brags about you all the time. I have high respect for what you do in your house.
The point of the card is I appreciated him as a husband and for supporting you for all the craziness that you do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's really, really a big deal. And I don't think we do that, either with our friends or our family members. When's the last time you wrote a letter to your parents? Yes, wrote a letter, put it in the mail, and dropped it off and said, I just appreciate you for...
Yeah. Wow.
Even if you're having a little painful yesterday with your parents, we all have that. Everybody's got those one things we kind of resent them for this or that. And believe it or not, I'm pretty darn fortunate. My parents are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They're awesome. Well, gosh, look at me. Hello. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But no, really, we all have these certain things that I can focus on what's wrong with us or focus on what's right. And that's the beautiful thing, again, that grows right into What If Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what if you made that phone call to tell somebody, I forgive you? What if you even wrote a letter to somebody that says, hey, I appreciate you? What if you did that one thing you've always wanted to do? What if you booked a date to go skydiving that you've always wanted to do it?
What if you got out of bed tomorrow morning and just said, I'm going to have an incredible day no matter what comes my way? What if? What if you put a smile on instead of a frown? What if you wore a different pair of shoes or didn't tear all the clothes out of your closet?
Yeah, I could never do that. I could never
wear a different pair of shoes.
Well, how do you do the whole I could never?
Mm-hmm.
People have those I could never do it like they do.
Yeah.
I think this is why reality TV is so big, because people live their lives through the reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, gosh, my wife loves it, right? I've seen every Real Housewives show.
Yeah.
Right? We see all this craziness. And I've seen it because I'm
the
spending
drama.
time with my wife. And I love watching people's communication. I love body language. I get that. I love, kind of feeling the read on people. But some people just like, oh my gosh, did you see what she said to her? I could never say that to her. People do that. We live through other people. But what if you've decided to live through what you saw in the mirror? That person you've always wanted to be. I call it living your dash, right? So you're born on this day, and you're going to die on whatever day that is. But there's a little hyphen, that dash in between those two dates. What are you doing with your dash? What are people knowing you for? When you leave the earth, what do you want to be known for?
We all have it inside of us. I mean, it's sitting there at the bottom. It's just waiting to come out. It's screaming, but it gets covered up by all this crap that happens in our life every single day. So-and-so did this and this person did that, and I've got this going on, and I can't be the person that I want to be because there's so many things happening in my life, and I'm going to...
But it also goes back down to expectation. There's so many people expect me to be this certain thing that I have kind of put myself into a corner or dug myself a hole here, and I don't know how to get out.
Right.
And how you do that is, I can't do that anymore. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
No. Is that okay? Right? To learn to start saying no.
And here I am. He's got me shaking my head.
Right now.
Yeah. So that leads us right into Transformational Thursday.
Yes.
That's a big day.
Well, transformation is big. I'm not a huge fan of change, and if you've seen the politics in the world, change does not work. And so what I want to do is go back to this whole concept of transformation.
Boy, politics.
No, we're not doing politics.
Yeah, stay away.
No.
Okay.
Right, because, it doesn't work.
Owen's laughing because he's all about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Transformational Thursday.
Well, think of it like a butterfly. This is why I like the whole concept. A butterfly, where did it come from? A caterpillar. So the butterfly can't revert back into being a caterpillar. It transformed into something else. Well, that's our life. Here, I don't have any hair. Right? Lost my hair at 22.
You really don't.
I can't go back into having hair. Right? My body transformed into being bald, and bald is beautiful. How you doing? Right? But with it, that's just how I am made.
Mm-hmm.
But when you transform into something, I'm no longer that person. Case in point, last time you went to a high school reunion. Right? It's 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I remember, 22 years ago, we went to my high school reunion, and you sit there and the whole high school, everybody's expecting that person to be that goofball Eddie who I was. Well, maybe I'm a little goofball still. But goofball Eddie, as I got voted class clown in high school, because I was that person. Go. And so 10 years later, when you went to the 10-year reunion, everybody's expecting you to be that certain something. So when do you finally realize, you look around and says, boy, I used to be that. I'm not that anymore.
And it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely okay. It's a stepping stone of who you are. It's who you were made from.
Right.
So all the yesterday's stuff that you did, boy, we've all done some crazy things. You learn from that. Some of you have gotten in trouble. I've gotten in trouble in my past, right? You do some goofy things, and sooner or later you say, "No, what? Darn it, I'm done. I'm going to be something."
And you can be something.
You can.
And not to shift gears here, and I know that we have a few more days to go through, but we have an event coming up on October 18th that I really want us to talk about, because
the I Am Possible event.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to know more about those 7 days of success, you can go to our website at Getting Weller, or our Facebook page at Getting Weller. And
follow us there.
Follow us there. We have it, and it's on the website. Can you tell them a little bit about the event coming up on October 18th?
I will, but believe it or not, I'm getting a thumbs up right now, which means we're going to go to a break.
So thank you for listening. We'll be right back.
And now, St. Louis Glass and Door reminds everyone to show support to our troops, veterans, and first responders this September 11th. Thank you for your service. This salute comes from our area's premier glass and door specialists. For all your residential glass replacement, safety glass, patio doors, insulated glass, and more, give them a call at 314-608-8101. 314-608-8101. That's St. Louis Glass and Door.
Football season is here. Miller Coors invites you to tailgate with us 3 hours prior to each and every home game. Great food, music, and most important, cold beer. We are in the parking lot directly north of the Dome. Just look for the giant Miller Lite tin. Admission to this party is free and open to the public. Join us Sunday, September 21st at 9 a.m. as the Rams take on the Cowboys. A portion of the proceeds goes to the USO of Missouri. Brought to you by the MLM Law Firm and Complete Supplements.
Does all things basementy refer to basement finishing and remodeling?
Yes.
How about basement egress windows?
Sure.
Does all things basementy refer to basement foundation repairs like basement wall cracks and cracks on your first floor?
Yes.
How about basement waterproofing?
Sure, because we're Woods Basement Systems and we do all things basementy. Call Woods Basement Systems at 800-944-8017 for a free estimate, or go online to mywoodsbasement.com. That's mywoodsbasement.com. Drafty cold rooms in the winter mean those same rooms are warm in the summer. Call Dr. Energy Saver STL for a free estimate and find out exactly what to do about it and how to save money on your power bill too. If you're an Ameren, Illinois customer, there are incentives, money available to fix your home right.
That's exactly what they did for us, and now our home is comfortable, and I love the savings too.
So call Dr. Energy Saver STL at 800-984-4254 or go online at GrandSlamEnergySaver.com.
Live comfortably and efficiently. Go to GrandSlamEnergySaver.com.
Got a traffic ticket? Don't end up in court. Don't end up with points on your license. And don't end up paying higher insurance premiums. Call the lawyers at the Ticket Clinic at the MLM Law Group, the official law firm of 1380. They fight any moving violation, from speeding to a suspended license, even DUIs. In most cases, you don't even have to go to court. They have over a decade of experience and have resolved thousands of cases. From only $50 plus costs, if any, an experienced lawyer will go to court for you. And on most civil infractions, they will make sure you end up with no points, no school, and no court. Call the lawyers at the Ticket Clinic at the MLM Law Group at 314-888-5477 or visit them on the web at www.themlmlawgroup.com. Don't pay higher insurance premiums and don't risk your license. Call the Ticket Clinic at the MLM Law Group at 314-888-5477. That's 314-888-5477. Call today.
This is Dr. Eddie Weller, back with my co-host, Leisa Jenkins, and Getting Weller.
We're having a great time.
We are having a great time. So let's talk about the rest of the 7 days of success.
I think we should wait and
Teaser.
not talk about it.
Okay.
I know. I think we should just not talk about it. What I want to talk about is the event that's coming up on October 18th, because we're going to talk about the 7 Days of Success then.
Okay.
And we talk about it a lot on our Facebook page, Getting Weller.
Well, we're asked all the time in the office, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're over at the Atlas Institute of Health in Baldwin.
Mm-hmm.
And so as we sit there and we co-manage clients and patients and that kind of thing, as we sit and talk, and so many people ask us, how do we get more time to do this? Or what about this? Or what about that? And says, no, what? We looked at each other like, duh, let's put an event on.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been hosting events for years. I've been, for the past 16 years. And, meeting Leisa, we've been kind of high-fiving one another and said, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
And so October 18th.
Yes, it is. October 18th. It's coming very quick. Tickets are going very fast.
Okay. So gettingwellerevents.com
Yes.
would be the place. It's a quick little click on there. You can see what, a little bit of write-up of what we do. There's a little motivational video on there.
It is amazing.
And click on a PayPal. We keep it simple. Just click on the link and it's register. I mean, it's super. It is a little expensive to go. And so we've been, people wonder, how much does this cost? It's a whole $49.
I was going to say expensive to go. Wait, what are you talking about there?
And what's nice is we're not obligating your entire Saturday. It's
Right.
Saturday, October 18th, right? So it's from 9 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4
It is.
intensive hours of getting in your face. And I promise you, at the end of the event, there's going to be such a breakthrough you're going to have in your life. You're not going to believe it. Everybody just high fives, and there's a little tear that's shed about letting go, and you live and leave there on purpose. It's
Get a lot of spontaneousness. I mean, it's going to be an amazing event. We're going to do hands-on activities. You'll have music. You'll have some crying. Make sure we'll have tissues there. I mean, it's just going to be a lot of fun. You'll have both of us there with you the entire time.
Where's it at again?
I don't know. I forgot. Where is it? It's the casino in
It's at the
Maryland
casino.
Heights.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's a Hollywood Casino. We got a private. Is that Hollywood right now? I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's Hollywood Casino. We've got a private room, and it's not. This event is not going to be big. People are signing up right now. We're going to host a big event come the spring with a few hundred people. It should be a good time. But right now, we're going to keep it 50, 60 people.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really in your
And you
face.
can get more details at Getting Weller Events with an S, right?
Yep.
.com.
.com. That's awesome. That's awesome.
It is. You know what I think we should leave people with today?
What's that?
Just a final thought of how they can get. I know we talked about the 7 Days of Success, and we have Sunday coming up, which is rest day.
Mm-hmm.
Slow down Sunday. Why do I always do that? But it's slow down Sunday. And then Monday is motivational Sunday. What in the world? You hear that?
We gotta get your
It's
spine checked.
motivation. I know. I must be subluxated.
Yeah.
They're
We'll
going to
get
hear
into
that a
that
lot.
too.
Yeah. But it's
Wait, what do you know about subluxation?
Subluxation?
Yeah, I just had it. It's miserable.
Oh, wow. Listen to them go.
My
I
back
know.
and ribs were subluxed.
Oh, listen
boy.
to subluxation. Wow.
Not on politics. Subluxation, I'll get all perky though.
Okay.
And we'll have to get into that more on the next show.
Well, let me give you a little bit of people like, all right, what's this subluxation? It's a
Yeah.
big word. You can go to atlasinstituteofhealth.com, and I talk about that. There's a few videos, or heck, type in
a few videos.
A few of them. Well, go to Dr. Getting Weller on
YouTube. There's thousands of videos of you, probably.
Yeah, there's a bunch on there.
Yeah.
Dr. Eddie
A whole
Weller
lot.
on YouTube. There's a bunch. But subluxation is when there's a neurologic compromise within your spine due to a misaligned vertebrae that's altering normal nerve functioning. And in time, the body grows into some sort of compromise or sickness. And so my goal, as I'm a cervical chiropractor, is I identify subluxation within your spine and then correct the spine of that subluxation so the body can thrive again. Not only getting out of pain, but actually functioning the right way. So we'll get into that again. So
Are you free tomorrow around noon or what?
He actually, and just so that all the listeners know, he does do an orientation on Monday nights at 7, right at the
7.
office. And you could come learn more about him, meet me. I'll be there. I'm there every Monday. So
Monday
yeah.
nights at 7 p.m. It's at the Atlas Institute of Health in Baldwin. Again, atlasinstituteofhealth.com. You
Yes.
can see the information of what I do. And Owen, I'd love to have you on out, brother.
That's great. I have a serious subluxation problem.
It's
We're
so
gonna
funny
take
you
care
brought
of
that up
him. We're
because
gonna take
it
care
really
of
I
him.
did not expect that to come out of his
I didn't
mouth.
know you were a chiropractor. I actually, so when I got my subluxation, not to go off topic, it was the first time I ever went to a chiropractor, had some work done. I was in completely debilitating pain. For a week, I couldn't get off the couch, And I went in and they fixed me up and I was playing basketball within a week and everything.
Awesome.
I got new respect for your practice, so touche. Good
That's
for you.
awesome. That's awesome. Well, fortunately, yet unfortunately, there's thousands and thousands of different type of chiropractors. So most don't say the word, what you just said, subluxation. A lot of chiropractors even frown on it. They steer away from it. And the medical profession definitely doesn't get along with us because they say, oh, don't go there. They're going to cause a stroke or this. We'll get into that in maybe next show. It's just holy cow.
So
I
let
could
me ask
talk
you a
all
question.
day.
Do you use the tools or do you go with your hands?
My hands. Chiropractic means.
Yes,
yeah,
I
by
like
hand.
that.
Yeah,
It's good. You can crack my neck and
no, there's
break
no
my
crack.
neck.
So if I crack means the break. I'll do a
No, you can crack me. It's fine. It's
No.
all right.
Again, crack means the break. We don't crack.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that. It's just so important. I think going back to the event, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to do a description of what is subluxation.
We're going to talk about health overall. I mean, you have the whole trilogy of health. You want to go into that a little bit?
Sure. So I believe that there's three things that really keep you thriving, which is the trilogy of health. Right? The three things above your shoulders. What are our thoughts? You know, my mom has cancer. My dad has diabetes. I'll probably get it. Quit your stinking thinking. Why do we create that? Our body will come in agreement with that. Oh, my gosh. Every time I eat that, I get sick. Shut up. Why do we do that? Every spring I get allergies. Oh, winter flu season's coming. Where is that? It's all programmed.
It's so interesting. I mean, you and I talk about this. We talk about this a lot, but when people come in my door, when they come in your door, how do you define yourself? Well, I'm fat. I'm ugly. I'm depressed. I have anxiety. I have cancer. I have diabetes.
Well, it really goes back to I.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how you doing today? Oh, my
they
cancer,
own it.
my
they
tumor.
They so own it.
They do. Well, they call it my.
Mm-hmm.
My cancer, my tumor, my diabetes. It's not yours. They didn't name it after you, so why are you owning it? You have a first name. Let's use that. And here's the thing. Your body has a problem, not you. You're just living in this thing.
And we turn it around, baby.
Oh, do we ever?
Transform some lives.
Yes. Kind of shed that and let go and let God, and it's just awesome. So the first and foremost are our thoughts. And then secondly, I always talk about is this nutrition. Everybody says, well, I take supplements every day or I eat fruits and vegetables. Well, how do you know they're good for you? How do you know what your body needs? So one of my favorite things to do is I write a script, and you can have your blood work done, and I test 184 foods against your blood and how your body digests them. Are you sensitive to something? Case in point, I had a patient in the other day, and I said, hey, what'd you have for breakfast this morning? And he goes, well, I have the same thing every day, which is I have oatmeal and eggs. I says, well, he's like, well, that's good for you, right? I said, well, how do you know it's good for you? He's like, Doc, it's oatmeal and eggs. Okay, so let's do your blood work. So I ran his blood work, and sure enough, he's allergic to oatmeal and eggs. And here, what do you mean allergic? It causes bloating, or his colon slows down, or that kind of thing. So he has stopped 3 weeks now of eating oatmeal and eggs, and he's down 16 pounds in 3 weeks. He has not done anything different in his life except for staying away from foods that are allergic or sensitive to him. And it's really that simple.
Which is the same thing that I've done with the trilogy of health since I've known you. And I've dropped, 40 pounds since I've known you? I mean,
39 to be exact.
And it just keeps going. I mean, I'm not thinking about it. I've cut my exercise down. I'm not stressing myself out. My emotions are different. My thoughts are different. I mean, it's just the whole thing.
Well, let's go back to it real quick, because you were eating relatively well.
Exercising every single day.
And you're kind of plateaued. And then they're just missing a few things of what is the getting weller. Changing a thought pattern, and I optimize neurologic function, and it is melting off you. She got a haircut, by the way. It looks pretty darn good.
I did at 9 o'clock last night.
Yeah, so it's
Rockstar.
Spontaneous.
Yes,
9 o'clock at night, you go get a haircut.
All about that.
See, fantastic. Sam's is great.
Now it's 40 pounds, by the way.
Yeah.
There you go. Boom. Look at them go.
And for the listeners out there, you'll hear more about my weight loss and the things that we're doing with me.
It's not weight loss. It's shape gain.
He's working on this with me. I do this a lot. It's the thoughts.
You're not losing
it's so
weight.
Hard, but it's the vulnerability that people love to hear. Yes, he's always on me about this whole weight thing, but that's what's in my mind. Yeah. That's so hard. But you'll hear more about that. So the listeners that are out there, we're going to talk.
You have to always go back, though, Lisa. It's what you think about, you become. I'm going to the gym to lose weight. Well, all I'm thinking about is weight. Versus, I'm going to go to the gym and get in those size. I'm going to get in those size 8s again. Yeah. I want to do this. I want to do whatever that is. I'm gaining shape. Guys don't go to gyms and say, dude, I got to lose my belly. No, I want to gain muscle. Men have an easier way of doing that. And so again, let's go back to our thoughts, nutrition, our diet, and then the most important part of it, what keeps us alive, is our nerve system.
Yes.
That's the trilogy of health. So when the nerve system is not nervous, it's not nervous, people. When the nerve system's functioning the right way, and we have constructive thoughts, and we're fueling the body with foods that are causing us to thrive, get out of the way, world, because our temple, our body, is starting to work. It stops that degenerative process and begins to rebuild itself well again. And you thrive. I call it getting well. Right? It's the whole getting weller concept of fueling the body on all levels, spiritually, physically, emotionally.
It is
on all levels.
about fueling the body.
It is. And when you let go and let God, and it's not a religious thing, it's a relationship thing. Say, God, I need your help with this. Give me the strength, because I'm ready to be a better me. Whatever you want from me, I'm ready to do that.
Stop focusing on what you don't want.
Or what's wrong with you. Focus on what's right with you.
We have 2 minutes before we're going to end this show. And what I would love to do is kind of end with a thought of the week and just kind of give our listeners some power, what we can send them off with this week. I know for me, it's appreciation. Just start appreciating people in your life. And think about the people that are there for you and what they add to your life, not necessarily what people are taking from you all the time. What do you want to add?
Gosh, how much time do I have?
You have like a minute.
Well, I think simplicity is important.
Uh-huh.
When we focus on the simple things in our life, I think less complicating life becomes.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do this. I have to do that. So my thought of the week is this. I challenge you to be the human being, not the human doing. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do this. Quit doing. Time to be who you always wanted to be and who God wants you to be.
You
really
are.
that
It's
simple.
inside of you.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Your desires of what you want are always within you. But again, you've set up the environment, your garden, if you will, the expectations in your life of what you want to do in your life or what other people want to do. Quit allowing people to plant seeds in your garden.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's wrong with pruning. So, go back to being the human being that you want to be.
And for those of you who do not want the show to end today, make sure that you sign up for the event on October the 18th because it's going to be this.
It is.
Times 10.
GettingWellerEvents.com. And it's we're going to do this every Saturday, and maybe we'll start doing 2 hours because it feels like we've been talking 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like a sewing circle.
It goes so
here.
fast.
It does. It does. Well, it only goes fast because we don't have any expectation of time. I'm truly just appreciating the moment with you, and so thank you for co-hosting with us.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be here. This is awesome.
It's
I
awesome.
love that we're able to do it together. Thank you so much for listening to Getting Weller today. We are your host, Leisa Jenkins.
And Dr. Eddie Weller.
We are so glad that you joined us today, and we cannot wait to have you back next week with us.
Live your 7 days of success, and don't forget to get Weller.
AM 590 every Saturday at noon.
Have a great day.
She expected the world, but it flew away from her reach. So she ran away in her sleep.